Welcome to my channel. This is Kristy from Sewbits, and I want to thank all the lovely new subscribers that have subscribed to my channel in the last month of January. It was like 100 and something, so that is super exciting, and I hope you enjoy what you see. Okay, so let's get started. This is the project that Sally from Dotty Bee is doing on her YouTube channel. It's all about the beginning of doing stitching and different types of stitching that you can do. So we are on number 3, prompt 3. The first one was running stitch. The second one was straight stitch, and this one is, we call it blanket stitch, but I'm not sure what you call it in your country because everyone is different all around the world. So what I've done here as a reference, I've written down my instructions to my left, which is here, just to give me a guide as to remember what to do, and I've just drawn on here with a friction pen, which is erasable with heat. So I'm going to tie a knot in mine. I licked my fingers to turn the page and it's fabric. I am going to be doing this one. This is the pinwheels. This is the blanket stitch just straight across, and then I'm going to be joining my pages, and I want the insides to join together like that, as I have done on this one, and I blanket stitched all the way around. So I've done straight stitch, blanket stitch, but I've never done this pinwheel, and I've never done this, so this will be exciting to do. And I've also done the beginnings of the circle, and I probably need to do another circle that represents the inside of the circle. I can just do another one, and I'll go out a bit further this time. Hello, Milky. Whoops. Then I'll go out another bit further. And maybe that will do. I'm not sure. It could be wrong or it could be right. I'll have to go back and have a look at reference to Sally's video. So to start off with, sometimes I get a little bit stuck. So I put a dot here, a dot, and a dot, and a dot. And that just sort of gets me started. I always forget which way to start. Up the top. I should know, but just sometimes I just do that. Down, and I'll come back up. Now I'm just using, what thread am I using? I am using, I've just put it away now. All my threads are just from secondhand, and these are hand dyed craft supplies, 100% cotton. So this is hand dyed, so that's really good. How are you all? Hope you're getting your projects done. Now I'm not going to sit here and show you all of it. I will do some of it off camera, or I'll just do a little bit. I'll do most of it off camera, but then I'll just do a little bit and come back. I think I'm actually probably going the wrong way. I think I start this way and go that way. We'll see what happens. Now with this one, I'm going to, let me get my thread around the right way. I think I am going the wrong way. I'm going to, what am I going to do? Big stitches in the width of one stitch to the next. I'm definitely going in the wrong direction, I think, for myself, because I usually go that way. So I'm finding it a bit difficult. I don't know whether if this is left-handed or right-handed. Now, if you want to be quite methodical in the distance of your stitches, which some people are, and that's not a problem, you can get your ruler and you can space out. See, mine are 1/4 of an inch, so you can space out with your dots just to make them even. That's what you want. And so the next row, actually I should have done it a bit wider, but that's okay. I might not worry about this one here. I'll line that off and I'll just stick to this one, and I'll do tiny little ones, and I will put dots so I know that at least I get some good distance of the same between one stitch and the next. And I will do, this one's the last one, and this one, what I might do is do it that little bit bigger. There, there. Oh, I have to move it over, I can't think. There. Where are we? 1/2 inch, are we? Nope. Just under 1/2 inch. This one. I can't do distances. This one. And that's the end of the page. So there. So the darker the dots will be, yeah, that suits me fine. Looks a mess, but when you iron all that's just all gone. That's the beauty about these fiction pens. Right, let's do that little bit more. You can see the distance that I'm doing on this one, so I won't need to do the whole lot. Excuse me. You wouldn't believe today is, obviously it's summer here in Australia. Today is very, very hot. I mean, the hottest I've ever had it here. I've only been in the West 35 years. At the moment, it's saying it's 41 degrees at 12:30, and we're going up to 43. So that's in the city, and we're 1/2 hour from the city. So I reckon we would reach 44 today, and that's just diabolical. Honestly, that's a big word for me, but that's just up north heat all the time. So today is, believe it or not, I don't have the air conditioning on. My husband's away, my girls are away, and my son's away. So it's just me and the dogs and the cat. And they're all off doing, my husband's gone to work, and my daughter's working, and my other two, they're gone up north to Exmouth, a place called Exmouth, and my son was working, and my daughter went up to see him and have a little bit of a 4-day holiday, which is lovely, because I don't get to spend a lot of time together when you're adults. You're off busy doing your own thing. So yes, extreme weather, and it's just me. So I thought, oh, the house is cool enough, everything's dark except in this room, and I decided I'm not going to turn the air conditioning on until I really have to, because our water bill will be extremely high because of the air conditioning that uses water. And you could have this air conditioning on for 5 days straight, no problems. So I do have an old air conditioning in the lounge room, but it's not really working that well. And I don't want to put it on in case something bad happens. And I'd rather that not to happen. So I'll turn it on when I need to, but not right now. I'm quite comfortable. All the dogs are asleep, one under the table. And the cats decided to jump in the same bed as the dog. So they're asleep together, and the other two are asleep together. So they're all asleep. Oh, I just stabbed my finger. I have an itchy nose, excuse me. So this is looking really good. I was trying just to stick to purple, but I did like this. And I know yellow is Sally's favourite colour. So I wanted to have her on the page. I've nearly come to the end. I'm not going to do the other blanket stitch. You can see that that's what it's going to look like, but just a lot smaller. And I just thought of something then, which I could do. So I need to just go down to the end. That looks pretty on the other side, doesn't it? That's what you'd call straight stitch. So I'm just going to weave this through. And this will get glued down anyway. I went on to Beck's Sewbits home on her website, and I was able to buy the new pattern and bowl. Oh, what's it called again? Do you know what? I can't remember, and I just said to her, oh, you should make a hashtag out of that. I don't have my phone to reference what it's called, but it's all sold out at the moment. And she's going to do a PDF file, so you can just buy the book itself, whereas I had to buy the book and all the fabrics with it. So, and also I've made this pocket, so all my little threads, like Sally's done on her book, is going to go in there, and you can remember that they're there for next time, or they're just to hold your threads. So let's do a pinwheel. Now, what am I going to do? I was thinking of doing it with this, but I don't know if there'll be enough gradient in the colour for one colour to the next. Oh, let me see. Do you know what? Let's just give it a go, and if it's not right, it's not right. I'll just chop it in the middle there. I don't like that colour. I'm just using all 6 strands. I probably could use, I could actually just use the 3 because it'll make it too thick. Yep. You could potentially use ribbon, but I don't think it would make a very good circle. I'm not very good at doing these circles like that. I always do mine by my needle. All right, let's get moving. I better see if I've made the... Oh yeah, I wanted to make sure I was videoing. Sometimes you just don't press the button. Now, let's get my pen and put a dot in the centre. Now mine are a little bit, they're not perfect circles. I don't want them to be perfect. Wonky, something to do with wonky bowl. It was on Beck's website. I think it's called the Wonky Bowl. And I said, oh, let's make a hashtag or something or other. for that. Now I'm just going to start on the big one. Now I always forget how to start. Go up here, down. Now I'm not going to do all of these on camera either, and come back up in the same spot. Now let's see which way. Yeah, I'm better off going this way. This is the way I go. Now I'm using a chenille needle. Probably need to go a bit closer. Don't worry about it if your stitches are not exact. And if you want to be exact, do the method of, going around and putting dots in. There's nothing wrong with that. It gives you confidence to go up in the space. And what that also, see, mine have gone there and then I've gone tiny. But what it does, it gives you muscle memory in your hand. And believe it or not, muscle memory is very important. That's how we catch a ball, and that's how we learn to measure distances. So nothing wrong with adapting your... Oh, wow, look at that. I've actually never done a pinwheel before. It just helps your confidence. Whatever helps your confidence, you just go and do it. Don't worry about what other people think or going to think. It's whatever you want to do. It's your project, remember? You might not like what I'm doing, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. I like what I'm doing, and that's all that matters. But most of the time, all us stitching people, stitching community, we don't have a problem with seeing other people's projects, and we are all full on with I've lost that word now, giving praise to people who are new, giving praise to people who have been stitching for 40 years, and just giving praise to their work, because it all helps us heal in times of trouble, and it brings us joy, and that's all it is. As long as it brings us joy. I'll tell you something. My husband and I have booked our we're going on the River Rhine in Amsterdam in 2026. So we have booked our ticket, and that is going to be so exciting. I can't wait. And then we're just popping back over to the UK, and we're going to my husband's auntie's house, and I'm hoping to do a little bit of travelling up to Scotland. So I'm not sure what happens on the last stitch. Maybe I should have just gone straight over. Yes, I didn't need to do... Oh, I did actually. Hang on a minute. Let's just pull that out. No, that's right. All I need to do now is, because there'll be too many stitches, is just go over to... I know I stop my words in the sentence. I'm sorry if I do that, but I can't help the way my brain works. I was concentrating on putting the needle through. Just pull it out and pop your needle in the last stitch straight back down and through to the back. And then all you've got to do is tie off if you want to, or I could have just gone over to the other wheel, but I don't want a big long stitching, a long big stitch across, that's what I should say. So what's coming along, I need smaller scissors, that's what I do need. What's coming along in my projects? Well, I am doing the Roxy Journal of Stitchery background. That needs... well, the background's finished. I've just got to stitch it down. I'm doing Kate in the nest, so my pouch is coming along nicely. I'm doing this here with Sally, and I would like to, I'm doing a quilt, a log cabin quilt. I just started that yesterday, but that's going to take ages to do, so that's fine. I don't want to rush it. And then I've made myself a pouchy thing with the Gosling quilt, and I'm a little bit struggling with the instructions. So I have to sit down and maybe write out my own instructions. I'm not saying it's not hard to do, it's just I find instructions really hard to read. So that is that. Let me see how much time I've been going on. Only 20 minutes. Let's maybe do this one here, because lick my fingers again. This is the beginning of this big one, and I'm not entirely sure how to do this. So I think I like this, but I think it's just too dark. I don't like it at all. Maybe I could do it with this. Or, do you know what? I actually really like this, and maybe that together. Yeah, let's do that. And I can use up this here. I need to use it up. So there are my threads. Sorry about that. I don't know where that came from. I think it's come from the other project that I was doing. Right, and I have lost my needle. Okay. I think this is it here. I've only watched the video a couple of times, so I'm not 100% sure if this is the right way to do it. I don't know if this is work. This might be too thick. See how much? See how thinner this? Much thinner this is. I'll see how it goes. It might be alright. Just me being over doing it with thinking it should be this and it should be that. I just don't know how it's supposed to. I'll keep going, because what you're seeing is what you're seeing. I'm not editing this and not doing anything. I'm just starting out straight from the instructions and trying to remember what Sally did. Remember not to pull too tight, because you'll get puckering in your thing. So if that happens, turn your needle around the other way so you've got the blunt end, and just gently pull the fabric so it goes back in, pulls up, and pull on that one, and then you can just pull on it. I think it's the cotton that's making it look a little bit strange, but I don't mind it. It's definitely looking wonky, which is a good thing. Nothing's meant to be perfect in this world. Looking good so far. Just take your time, don't rush it. And if you forget to put the yarn, you know, under the needle, you always pick it up, like Sally showed you in her video too. And so what will happen is, I'll show you, if you put your needle in and you go up and you forget to put the needle, you know, over the yarn, over the yarn over the needle, and it goes like that, all you've got to do is just gently put your needle through the yarn or the cotton and pull it up, and there you go. I probably need to be a little bit more closer, do I? Not sure. And we're coming around to the other side, so we'll see how my memory goes as to what to do next. Oh, you're right, little pen. All right, so I've just got to go across now, because I don't need to go down. I've just got to go across and through, and I think up through to the next one. And hopefully it's not going to knot. And go down. I think we go down on an angle. Come up. Oh, come on, don't knot up now. Get all silly on me. Now I'm just pulling the thread a little bit tighter, so this one lays flat, and then I'll pull. Nope, I did that wrong, didn't I? Let's see, what have I done? And when I've come up, I've gone through through the thread. I just thread my needle. And of course it's not going to thread. Now this is not cotton, this is a bit of nylon. I'm not sure if Sally's gone through in the middle, or I think she's gone through the middle. All right, let's change that again. I don't remember it being on top of one another. And of course I don't have my picture here. Oh, I can hear that crow. Right. Slightly move over. Now, I always get stuck how to start. Ooh. Now my cotton is playing up, because it's nylon. So what I need to do is take the needle down. You can see there's a bit of a loop there, and then stretch it back up so it moves. And I think this is not going to play the game. So what I'm going to do is come back out, and I was actually meant to change colours, so that's probably a good thing. I'll just chop this off here. Oh, this would look nice, wouldn't it? Is it the same as this? Oh no, I could have that, this and that. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So I'll just pull this gently. Now this is variegated a little bit, so that will be good. It's gone into a bit of a bird's nest for now, but that's okay. What I might do is tie this onto here, if it will let me. I'll just do another little bit of a knot, because my back is going to be glued to the other side. I'm not keeping those. Excuse me, that's the phone. I'm back. That was my daughter, and she's given me some good news. She applied for this other job and she's got it, so I'm thrilled to bits. Oh, I love that girl. And I decided to go and get to the shed and go and get a fan. At least the fan will feel cool. Right, let's try and sort this out. I should have looked at Sally's photo. I should have did a photo of it. Right, so let's try and do this again. Why have I done two? I don't know what I have done here. Oh no. There we go. All right, I'm back. That was the post lady with some lovely post. Okay, so let's try this again. I'll get there, I'm sure I will. So go down. This doesn't work, I'll probably just make up my own. Right, and come up. Probably should have done it the other way. I just can never remember how to start. Okay, so down here in the middle and come up. Oh no, I probably don't need to go in the middle. Just go to the side of that, the last stitch you did, but not right on top of it. Maybe there or something. It's going good so far, I think. Maybe not the other side, this side, I think. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, just don't have it in line with the that one. See, that one's in line with that one, so it looks a bit weird. I was just trying to do off center. But as again, you do what you feel you want to do and create your own circle. At least as long as you get the idea of doing the blanket stitch and the pattern. It needs to be pulled a little bit. There we go. that doesn't work there, I'll just couch it down, make it stay down. So I've got different thickness of threads. So that's going to make it look different as well. So you get the idea. So I will finish this and then I'll come back. So I'm back now. I finished that round and I was just starting on the next one. I went, oh, I better put myself on video. So what I think Sally's does, and this is only from memory, I haven't gone and had another look, is you just come into the next stitch, lift that up slightly, like a little roof of a house, and then put your needle back down. And then come in, but don't quote me on that. I've been known to do wrong stitching, like I did on my other one. I did this one. It was supposed to go this way and I did it that way, but in the end it still turned out to be a circle. And that's what sparks your creativity. So you go across, like again, lift up slightly, and put it in and pull. So you might have to do, because that's pulling, you might have to do two maybe in one thing. I'm not sure. What I might do is, I won't finish this on camera, I'll stop this here, see there, and what I might do is go and have a look at Sally's video just to make sure I'm sort of going on the right track, because I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. Okay, I'll be back. So here I am, coming back on to show you just a little bit more of the blanket stitch in the smaller size, and I've decided to turn my work sideways so I can work instead of working this way. Sometimes I find it easy to turn the work so the cotton, oh excuse me, I had a hiccup, is straight up and I can hold it with my other hand, and then all I've got to do is just go in and get to my dot, because I just did a little bit of dots so it would make it easier because it's tiny, and then keep going along. Doesn't matter if I don't get on the dot, of course, it's just an estimate. And when, if your yarn twists, you just got to twist it the opposite direction to get the twist out. Everybody's flaked out. It's so hot here today. Extremely hot. I just hope there's no fires. That's all I hope. Someone hasn't decided to go on and be an idiot and started lighting fires, which is, I don't know, the worst thing that can happen, obviously. And I'm still thinking of all the people in California with all the fires up there. I hope they're all out. I haven't heard anything on the news for a few days now, so I'm hoping that it's been put out or done something. Right, so this next one I've done big one, big one, big one, big one. So what I might do is jump across, and do the big one. Don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn, not yarn, cotton. Sometimes you can just let it go. Bring you down a little bit, and oh, my watch is going off, and then just feed the cotton back in on itself. Through the eye of the needle, and then pull it through. Don't know if I'm going to have another one for another one. And you know what, I'll probably just leave it at 3. And then I'll just feed that back down there. And I'm going to glue that end bit, because my pages are going to be glued anyway. I just don't want to start some more cotton. Sometimes it's difficult to get it going. Right, pull it through, just fix up. You go, and when it's all ironed, it will be look better. Pull that through there. There we go, that will do. And I'll just, and I'm using the back of my needle to wiggle it through here. Oh, if it will finally come through. There you go, and I can just do, maybe, sometimes if you wet it, and then pull it through. There we go. Just get a little bit of glue. Now I might just use this basting glue. Now just to hold it in place. All right, so that's done. I've just got my little circles, pinwheels to do there, and this is my big one. And what I did was I came down, I put dots all the way around so I knew where to go, and I went further down into the blanket stitch. These are going to be some little pinwheels, and I'm going to iron that obviously and get rid of all the markings on there, and I'll just finish that. I'm not doing anything there, but there was an idea I just had before, so I'll see if that comes. I was just going to do maybe zigzag, some zigzag blanket stitch up and down like that. So I will attach a picture of my finished one, or I might just pop back on here quickly and give you the end result. This is my little finished video for Sally from Dotty Bee, and I have finished, and there was a bit of an accident, but I'm happy, I'm okay with that. That's that side there, and I did 4 little circles. I did circles there, and I tried to do, funny enough, I don't know, it looked like a little square, but I did one big blanket stitch and then one tiny little blanket stitch, and it made it turn into a bit of a square. And then I just did blanket stitch around the edge just to tie the 2 pages together. So what happened was I was going to put a piece of fabric inside, and I did, and then I didn't like the feel of it. So, and the glue was acting a bit strange. So I quickly took it off and I washed it. Well, unbeknownst to myself, I did not know that this was going to run. So I set it outside to dry, and when I brought it back in, this is what's happened. And of course the page went over there and it got a little bit on there, but that's okay. So this is my hand dyed yarn, not mine, I beg your pardon, this one here that I used, and it's hand dyed, and it hasn't, the colour hasn't taken to not run, if you know what I mean. So that's what it is there. It's made in New Zealand, but you can't wet it, because that's what happens unless I try and mould it into some water, but then I think the whole thing will just run. So be careful when you're using hand dyed yarns that you don't wet it. So, but I'm going to leave it because it doesn't look too bad. Excuse me. And so it's finished, and I really enjoy it. What's that there? Oh, that's just a thread. So I put my button on, and I put my Suffolk puff, which is Sally's, and Sally's little button. And I love my little book. And oh, that's right, I couldn't find my little yellow seeds cotton to do the seed stitch, and then I realised that it was in there where I put it, and I'd forgotten all about it, that I had a pocket. And then I went and put a pocket at the back here, and it didn't quite fit across the top, so I just at first I was putting my needle in to run a stitch across the top, and then it gathered up, and I thought, oh, that looks cute. So, and then it fitted really nicely, and so it ends up being a little pocket with a gather on the edge. If you find something that you want it to make it fit, but this is too big, just do a little bit of running stitch and gather it up, and it fits really well. So that's my beautiful little stitchy book. I was going to say needle book. No, it's my stitch book. So I will probably do writing on it later on when it's all finished. All right, hope you like it. Thanks very much for watching. Leave a comment if you like, because I love reading your comments. Bye for now.